Hallo en welkom weer so by Farmspace. Ons is hierso by Modderbult, Boeredag. Ons kyk spesifiek na sojas. Nou, ek praat 'n bietjie met Jenner van Don Mario. Hulle is hier saam met Agricol en klomp proewe hier in, net so vinnige oorsig oor die besigheid. En dan ook praat ons met Franse oor presies wat hulle wil bereik met daai klomp bordjies daar agter. Baie cool ook. Julle Boeredag is virtual. Klik die link hier bo of hier onder, afhangende van waar jy hom kyk. En dan kom loop jy hier rond tussen die sojas. Okay, sommer kyk hoe lyk hulle en so voort. So, ons hoor 'n bietjie by Jenner. Jenner, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks, and you?
No, good. So, Don Mario. So, most of us now by this time, we know the name, but we only know the name. We've got no idea where this comes from and where the company is actually based. So, give me a little bit of an overview about Don Mario.
Okay, thank you so much, Andre. So, Don Mario is an Argentine company. It's part of our GDM group in Argentina. So, we started more than 40 years ago in Argentina. So, basically, is that. And we decided almost 10 years ago to come to South Africa to help the farmers to bring our genetics because we are an exclusive soybean breeding company. So we are.
So you only do soybeans?
Yeah, definitely. No, we have actually maize and wheat, but it's less than 5% of our effort. So more than 95%, or let's say almost 100%, is focused on soybeans.
So the way that I understand it, there's a good correlation between South Africa's climate and Argentina's climate, and that's why the cultivars actually work here. What has been your experience in terms of working with the cultivars here in South Africa?
Well, as you were saying, the latitude is very similar. So based on that, we decided to bring the varieties also from Brazil, not only from Argentina. And those varieties, we have seen that the performance there are very much similar here in South Africa. So if you could compare, it's more or less the same. And the adaptability, I mean, the stability of the varieties is very much similar.
And now here's my question, but because of COVID and everything, how the hell are you in South Africa? Shouldn't you be over the seas?
Yeah, but I'm working here, right? So I'm staying here. I really like South Africa, so I'm not going to come back now.
I see, you just decided, now screw this, I'm staying here.
No, this time we must be here.
Awesome. Okay, so let's get Francois in here. So, okay, Francois. Ek het my gou vinnige agtergrond. Jy's by Agricol, julle doen die Don Mario reeks.
Dis reg.
En spesifiek hierso in Mpumalanga weet ek die goeders doen blerrie goed.
Ja.
Hierdie proef wat julle hier in het, wat is die gedagte rondom hom?
Okay, die kort en die lank is ons plant 14 verskillende lokaliteite, hierdie tipe proewe. So ons noem hulle manager trials. So hierdie proewe plant ons om die opbrengspotensiaal van nuwe kultivars te kry. En natuurlik toets ons nuwe genetika gereeld om dit te vergelyk tussen ons bestaande lyne en natuurlik oppositie kultivars ook. So,
nou, ek wil nou sommer hierdie, kom ons val sommer met die deur by die huis in, soos hulle sê. Het julle nou hierdie vir ons afgeskil?
Maar hulle word nie so geteel nie, so ons het hulle vir julle so gemaak. Net laat 'n ou bietjie die bosagtigheid en die plant op sy eie kan sien, jy weet. So ja, as die blare af is, dan maak dit 'n bietjie 'n ander prentjie.
Nou kom ons begin sommer hier by die eerste lot. Verduidelik my hierso.
Okay.
EXP 1901.
1901 is 'n kort groeier. Die hele idee is ons bestaande kultivar Don Mario 5953 wil ons kort groeiers weer in ons pakket inbring. So hierdie is 'n vinnige groeier 4.7 groeiklas op die oomblik. So ons evalueer hulle. Hier aan my linkerkant is dit DM52R19. Hy's ook 'n kort groeier, bietjie langer as hierdie kultivar. En dan 1904 sal ek sê is 'n 5 groeiklas. So hy's 'n bietjie langer. Hy vergelyk baie goed met Don Mario 5351 in ons pakket.
Nou kom ons stap so af en dan kry my so hierso basically het julle nou, jy sê dis die kort groeier op die punt. En daai is ook 'n korte.
Ook 'n kort groeier 4.8.
Yes.
Hierdie sal ek ook sê is so 5 groeiklas.
En dan as jy na hierdie kant toe kom, wat het julle hier in?
Okay, hierso is ons bestaande 5953, baie bekende kultivar. Hy is ons stabielste kultivar in ons pakket. Wyd aangeplant in die ooste en in die weste. Maar die idee is om kultivars te kry wat saam met hom in 'n pakket gaan of selfs beter.
100%. En dan wat van hierdie okay, so ek meen ons gaan nou as julle wil sien die kultivars elkeen een vir een, ons gaan hulle nou baie mooi in detail behandel.
Ja.
Wat het julle wys geword tot dusver van hierdie proewe hierdie jaar?
Man, ons toets standproewe ook op die nuwe kultivars. Die hele idee is om te kyk wat maak die kultivar as jy hom laerstande plant en hoërstande plant. Hierdie kultivar 59R03 is nou in ons pakket. Dis 'n nuwe lyn. Hy's 'n 6 doodgroeiklas en hierdie kultivar se bosagtigheid en sy takke vermoë is ongelooflik. Veral op die laerstande. So al hierdie data wat ons stroop sal ons vir julle bekend maak. En dan kan 'n ou sien wat maak hy op die laerstande ook.
En dan is dit 2021. Gelukkig het julle nie 'n 2020 hier ingebring nie. Dit sê nie goeie een gewees het nie.
Joner, just explain to us a little bit. This is a longer maturity, so 6.2 more or less, if I'm right.
Yep. So this is also a new line that we are testing here. This one is, sorry, this one is from Brazil. And more or less, it's important to note that we are still testing, so the maturity group might change here in South Africa. Sometimes it changes, and we are still evaluating that. But it's all supposed to be a 6.2 maturity group, and it's a very stable variety. I think if you compare with the checks that we have here in our trial, it grows nicely. Let's say it's a tall variety. To the farm a lot of stability, because it's a variety that can hold a little bit more under drought conditions. So you can check that. Brings a lot. It's a variety that brings, especially in lower populations. So here is a little bit close to 250, 300.
Yep.
So I think if you compare what we have in South Africa now, this is going to be a variety, not for cold regions like the high veld, but especially the warm regions and moderate regions. I think this variety is going to suit really good.
And that's the type of things that you're able to deduct from these trials, is to see how these cultivars basically, what do you say, how they perform in every area.
Definitely, because we think if you can test in more locations in South Africa, you're going to have a better idea about each one. And if you compare with the checks that we already have and also the competitors, we are going to have a good idea about it. And we already have 14 locations that we are testing, many different regions. So I think it can give us a nice idea.
And you're testing all over the country, in the western regions, eastern, the whole lot.
Yeah, definitely. We have trials just for you to have an idea in Bethlehem, Potchefstroom, Boeredag, Stoffberg, and then you come to Highveld, we have much more locations.
You're doing very well on the there. Okay, Frans, so die 2023 en dan die lot wat hier verder aangaan.
Ja.
My vinnige oorsig van hulle.
Okay, 2023 ook 'n langer groeier soos Joner gesê het, 6.2 groeiklas. So hierdie kultivar wat ons op die oomblik raak gesien het, maak ongelooflik baie blompakkies, nê. So dis 'n baie goeie eienskap. Soos Joner gesê het, hy's baie stabiel daar. Dis die eerste keer vanjaar wat ons hom toets. So ons is opgewonde om te sien wat doen hy in 'n langer groeiklas. Daai kultivars daar, 60R05, baie stabiele kultivar. Ons het hom verlede jaar getoets. Ons, soos ek sê, ons identifiseer op die oomblik 10 nuwe lyne wat ons moontlik in ons pakket gaan deelmaak. En dan 68R09. Die kultivar is nou in ons pakket. So vir die manne vir die Weste, baie goed aangepas. Daar's sy. So, ek dink die manne ken ons 6.8 langgroeier in die Weste. Baie stabiele kultivar. Nou hierdie kultivar is ook in 'n lang groei seisoen, lang groei klas, maar hy groei nie so hoog noodwendig nie. So die kans dat hy gaan omval is minder en is 'n baie moderne fenotiep kultivar. So ja, ons probeer kultivars identifiseer vir die Weste en vir die Ooste. Natuurlik as jy een kan kry wat in albei aangepas is, dan het jy hom
slag jy die jackpot.
Dan het jy hom raak geslaan.
Nou okay, en dan het ons hierso EXP 2022.
Ja. Joner, just explain to them. This one I think is from Brazil, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Also from your own country.
Yeah, my country. Yeah,
See, I remember.
Yeah. Okay. So now we can say that it's hard to say something when you are still testing. It's very hard, but it's also a very stable variety. It was one of the winners in warm regions in Brazil. So this variety, you can see it brains a lot as well. So it's a variety that's going to suit also 91 centimeters road width, which is very important in South Africa. Here we are planting 45 centimeters, but we also have a trial that we test in 90 centimeters, and now it's the population trial. So that's why we test like this. Then you can make sure that this variety in different conditions what's going to be the difference or the performance. So if you compare this 2022 with the another two ones that are a little bit shorter, we have two ones that, one for high potential place like the 2023 and 2021 for places like with bad soil, bad condition, bad management, and then that variety is going to sweet better, it's more stable. And this one for the longer goals is even more stable. And I think here is for F is going to be a 6.8, 6.9.
Just one question. If you look at it, I don't know if the people can see it on the camera here, but I gaan vir julle try wys. So if you look at this cultivar, it's got a different color than the others that the others have got, and it's also, I want to say it's got another, the leaf texture is a little bit different. What is the main reasons for that?
It's hard to say. I think it's more like, it depends on the variety, it's going to change as well. You can see this one is a little bit green darker, no?
Yeah.
Green. And that one is a little bit lighter. Because it's also still growing, you see? So the green is a little bit light, but I think
that's also true, yes.
Basically it's more a genetic thing. It's a phenotype, and it's basically a characteristic of the variety. So it might change, but it doesn't interfere. It doesn't tell you anything regarding the yield.
At least you can't fool me and tell me it's something else. I know now how it looks like.
Definitely.
So, François.
Yes.
Dan net gou op hierdie goeders gaan julle gaan net nou stroop en dan gaan julle vir almal die data gaan ons dan weer terugkom en toe en die goed vir die ouens deurgee.
Dis hy. Ja, so in die seisoen van plant af het ons daarvan plant tot blom van elke kultivar, daarvan plant tot eerste peel. Sy vertakking vermoë, jy weet, siekteweerstand, alles het ons opgeneem en dan kom stroop ons dit self. Ons weeg dit, ons vat die vog en ons gee vir julle die data deur met strooptyd.
Awesome. Last thing, Jenner.
Yeah.
So, out of Don Mario's point of view, the whole system that we now have where money is deducted already from the farmers and actually paid over to the seed companies, did that make a big difference in terms of Don Mario's commitment to bring in new technology and so forth into South Africa?
Well, definitely, absolutely. I can say that with this APR, the endpoint ROI is going to make a lot of difference for us because we can invest even more money, and this money is already being used. So before we got that money, let's say before we received, we were already testing a lot of varieties. Now, currently, we have 10 new varieties. So you can change the whole portfolio, the whole catalog of Agricol, let's say, in a short period, and also the new technology is coming. So definitely it's make the difference. We are committed to that, and we are investing this money here in South Africa.
Right, so dit is Jenner en François van François Agricol, Jenner Don Mario. Hy bly al actually hier so. Ek gee hom sommer net moeilikheid om te sê. Laat hy wat se naam kan oorvlieg vir COVID nie. So kyk uit al hierdie cultivars het ons virtually gedoen. Ons het die hele Modderbult Boeredag hierbo, die Sojaboon dag, het ons vir julle virtual, so klik die linkie bo of hier onder en dan kom jy hiernatoe, kom kyk jy na die goed. En ons gaan ook al die ander cultivars gaan ons vir julle individueel deurwerk en dan kan julle mooi sien wat elkeen presies doen, hoe hy lyk en so voort. So dit is hierso van Farmspace af, tot volgende keer. Groete.